I ask them questions and I'm like, tell me a little bit about what you're going on. And it always boils down to something that they doing in the marketing that they could tweak, they could test, or that they could do better to get a better result. But
Mm-hmm.
they don't know any better, so they don't do any better. Oh man, it's that 111.
What's 111?
Well, 1111. Should I say?
11.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you find one niche
Yeah.
that got one problem. You
Mm-hmm.
provide them one solution and you figure out how to get a result in 1 hour. Like a lot of my content that made me a lot of money, I didn't plan it. So the next month we do like 109,000. So I'm like, ooh, bro. Now I'm really scared. Now I'm really scared. It's like the more money I made, the more scared I got because I don't know if it's gonna keep going. And the more money you make, if you make under that, now you feel like you failed. The teacher asking all the kids like, what y'all do this weekend? And my son like, we got on a private jet. And she like, no, y'all got on an airplane. And he like, no, a private jet. You know what I'm saying? We ain't go to the airport. We went to the Clearport. We had a hangar and we had a tail number. And like, that's what she was telling. She was like, excuse me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like he had to let her know. Like you know what I mean? You was wrong. Like we got on an airplane, but it just ain't had 300 seats.
All right, so welcome back to another episode of Motion and Success. Listen, guys, my name is Cody Brown, and I got my co-host with me.
Yeah, it's Ayo, and yo, bro, we back with another great episode, bro.
Another good one. So this episode is where Motion and Success meets Runway Billionaire. Runway Billionaire is one of the top dogs out of Philadelphia.
Come on out.
Coming in, traveling to New York to join us on the Motion and Success podcast. So listen, if you are looking to learn how to market your business, this is the episode for you. Runway, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are, bro.
Oh man, well I appreciate that introduction. Everybody call me the marketing genius, man.
Yeah,
I don't know
bro.
how I got that name, how I got that title. I just stand on business. So
the creativity is different. You know?
Everybody always asks me like, what do Runway Billionaire mean? What do billionaire marketing mean? And it's just really just being a disruptor. You know what I mean? Just coming in the game and just doing the exact thing that you think of, the way that you think of it, and just not conforming to what the traditional, you know what I'm saying, marketing looks like. You know what I mean? So that's
like
why
knocking on doors,
yeah,
newspaper ads.
just very demure. You know what I mean? Like we come in very unorthodox. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So, Runway, I know that you got an event today, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's some of those topics that you're gonna be talking about in that event? Like, give people like a sneak peek of like how you organize your business to help businesses grow.
Oh man, so the event is basically gonna be showing like newbies or seasoned people like how to get unstuck at the level that they at. So I get a lot of questions at different levels, right? Like one level is just, oh man, I'm just confused on how to get started and get to that first K. Like I remember when I first got into business, I was like, yo, if I could just make 10K a month, I'm good. Like that's like the holy grail. Like, yo, we can make 10K from this. Like we got. So I get a lot of people that ask those questions. So I'll be breaking some of those things down on how they can actually go do that in the next 24 hours because it's not as hard as you think. Then you got people who already hit the 10K mark and they kind of just stuck there. Like it kind of fluctuate. So I show them how to scale to 50K, and then the other people from 50K to 100K to $1 million. You get what I'm saying? So that's what the event is going to be about. It's more so, it's called Scale Your Marketing. So it's literally just showing you no matter what level you at, how to scale your marketing. And the reason why I'm doing it for 100% free is because I get so many questions in my DMs, emails, and people just asking me, and this is just my way of like just giving back in hopes that I can help people get there so that they could work with me on and me and my team on a level that, you know what I mean, we can help them go to that, you know what I mean, to that next level.
Okay.
But that definitely is some real ish right there, because that's like, I look at it as like giving back. You
for
sharing
sure
your expertise. And you coming all the way down here to New York to give the game out.
For sure.
You're
for
definitely
sure.
gonna be really changing people's lives, changing people's businesses. And I do remember back at InvestFest, we actually did catch an interview with you.
Yeah.
And you did say the same thing. You was like, yo, it's different levels. Like you got some people that they're starting from zero.
Absolutely.
They're trying to get. So if you're able to kind of like, help somebody at whatever level they are, it definitely is some reward to that. So I do want to jump into if you could just tell the audience like exactly like what you do, like how do you help businesses and how do you help the people?
Yeah, so I mean, when you think about it, like marketing is really the lifeline of any business. Like if y'all don't market this podcast, nobody gonna see
Yep.
it. You get what I'm saying? So marketing is really like it's just the get reminder that people have to take an action or view your stuff, whatever your call to action is. So I think a lot of people they focus on making the money so much that they forget the marketing. And like people will come to me like when the sales are not rolling, and it's like, yo, you should have did the marketing first, because if you do the marketing, you won't have to worry about the sales. You get what I'm saying? Like the marketing is the driving force for the sales, but people always put marketing on the back burner when marketing is, you know what I'm saying, kind of like more important than the sales, because you don't, if you can't sell nothing that you're not marketing. So for me, like I just look at it like, okay, cool, like these people are having trouble. 9 times out of 10 is going to come down to their marketing. And like when I go in and I dissect the business, whether they at a small level or a high level, I ask them questions and I'm like, tell me a little bit about what you're going on. And it always boils down to something that they doing in the marketing that they could tweak, they could test, or that they could do better to get a better result. But they don't know any better, so they don't do any better. So that's why I come in and I'm like, hey, look, try this strategy. Try doing it this way. You know what I mean? Like the content is already good, but you speaking to the wrong audience. Like, could you imagine having the best product in the world and you trying to sell it to the wrong person?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, so, and that's what a lot of people show up and they do, and they wonder why they not making the money that they should be making or could be making, is because like they just don't have, you know what I mean, infrastructure. It's like, even when we talk to successful people, like I coach a lot of high level entrepreneurs that make a lot of money, and they've been making a lot of money on accident. They don't even know how. They just built a good brand. They do good marketing. They, you know what I mean? They okay at sales. They just know how to work social media really good. And you see a lot of content creators, like you go back 6-7 years ago, you was a content creator, like they frowned upon you. They like, you got it all. Don't make no YouTube video. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't a thing. And then now you have a lot of content creators that are comfortable in front of the camera that could talk, and they don't see no problem. They like, what talk? I could get paid for talking. I could get paid to create content.
Right.
So now, though, a lot of creators are stepping into the entrepreneurial world, and they're able to make a lot of money because they're able to resonate to their audience. They're able to spend more time with them through content. But when it comes down to an infrastructure part, they make a lot of money, but you look at their back office and it's all over the place. Like, nah, yo, you could be making so much more if it was together.
So you mentioned something a little earlier. Like you said, it's not as hard as people think, right? What's your go-to strategy to make your first $1,000 in less than 30 days or so?
Oh man, it's that 111.
What's 111?
1111. Should I say
11.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you find one niche.
Yeah.
That got one problem. You provide them one solution, and you figure out how to get them a result in 1 hour. That's the easiest thing in the world. You find one
in 1 hour.
You find one niche.
Yeah.
What's the niche? Whether it's gonna be fitness, financial, like spiritual. What's the niche that you gonna go in that's profitable? You know what I mean? And then also, what's their big problem that niche have? Because if I could solve a big problem, I could make big money.
Yeah.
And then what solution? One solution that I could give them, not 10. I don't want to give them 5. I don't want to give them 4. I just want to give them one solution to they one problem that they having. And how can they get a result from my solution in 1 hour?
What if it doesn't take an hour?
that even better. You know what I'm saying? Now, but here's the thing. Like, you got to understand, like, we live in a world where people are essentially, they want stuff now. So anything longer than an hour, now you got, like, it's a statistic that say 70% of people don't complete courses. Why? Because you log into the course, it's way more information than you expected. Yeah. And then, like, you log in and then you're like, man, I can't finish all this. Now, it sounded good on a webinar, or it sounded good on the content, but when it's time to log in and do the work, you like, man, this about to take forever.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I could help you get a result in 1 hour, now I could push all of my clients to the next level, to pay me more, to do something else, to work with me on another level, another capacity, because I got them the result quicker. So the mindset of people right now is they want stuff fast.
Yep.
They live in an instant gratification. So if I could get it to you in an hour and you know that that's going to be the time frame, it's gonna sell all day.
What's going on, my Motion and Success family? Sorry to break the interview, but I had to. I just wanted to share some information with you guys because I know there is a problem. A lot of people out here, they're struggling with their credit. They're struggling to get funding. They're struggling to close a real estate deal. They're struggling to go ahead and increase their credit score. They're struggling to remove inquiries off your profile. I have the solution for you. So now what I went ahead and did was I created an AI powered software that you can use to go out and repair your own credit, not only your credit, but also your family members' credit if you wanted to. So the name of the system is called m2magnate.com. This is an AI powered software that you can use that will generate all the letters for you in less than 5 minutes, and you can send out your letters throughout the software to get the results. This is the same exact system that's responsible for helping me remove negative items off my client's credit profile, my credit profile, and this is what's going to help you to get that 700 plus credit score without having to pay thousands of dollars. Go ahead and visit m2magnate.com and start working on your credit. See you guys inside the software.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example, right? Let's just say that I was making an ebook about how to get $10,000 in funding. Right now, of course, I'm selling that to beginners, like some people who never got funded before. I'm going to show you how to, like, my cover for my ebook with how to get your first $10,000 with one card with one application.
I would apply for that.
I would too.
Yeah.
Why? Because and think about the marketing that go with it. Think about the marketing that go with it, right?
It sounds very specific.
It's very specific. So when you read the cover of the book and you even talk about it and you market it, you know what the time and the result is going to be just by reading the cover. So you know, like, it's like, all right, if I ask you, do you want to make $1 million?
Of course.
Of course.
Why not?
If I say you want to make $1 million in a year, you like, of course.
Yeah.
If I say you want to make $1 million, but it's going to take you 40 years to do it, you like, nah, I can go work a job, make $20 an hour and do that. So when we shorten that gap and we let them know what the time frame is and we let them know the result that they're going to get the time frame, it now makes it less threatening or easier to go buy that product just by the title. So just by my title, I'm making more money. Just by my title, I'm making my marketing simple. Just by my title, I'm making it clear for my avatar to not have to guess what they're buying.
So let me ask you a question now. So now, one of the things that, because I was listening to one of the podcasts yesterday, and it was with Boone and Charles. They was like, yo, I don't do all the theatrics as far as dancing, all the TikTok stuff. I'm going to jump on my gram. I'm going to give you the game.
Facts.
So like when it comes to your strategies, like, do we got to do TikTok dances to make money on Instagram?
Absolutely not, bro.
Like,
absolutely
like,
not.
what do I got to do? Do I got to do paid ads? Like, how? Like, what's your strategy?
So it's a combination of both, man. Like, I tell people all the time, like, for one, you want to show up authentic.
Yeah.
Like, and I tell people, like, you know, it's back to the 11-11 framework, you know what I mean? But this time it's the one day, the 1 week, the 1 month, and the 1 year. Or just, let's just say on a scale from 1 to 10, like, figure out where you are at on that scale, and then you just teach backwards. So many people think that they got to show up to social media and they have to be the guru. They got to be the person that's at a step 10 or that person that's at a level 10 that knows everything before they start. Like, yo, you could literally just be at a level 3 and just teach the level 2s and the 1s and 0s how to become a 3, and you good. So when you show up to social media, you're not faking it till you make it. You're not acting like something you're not. You're not talking about something that you don't know about. You can show up and be like, look, this is all I got to give. Y'all either rocking with it or y'all ain't, because guess what? I ain't talking to the 4 or 5s and the 6.
Yeah.
So the reason why I say that is because, like, I get a lot of people who come in and they think that because somebody else is doing it that they not qualified. But here's the thing. If you're posting content that resonates with the audience that you're selling to, and it resonates, keyword resonates, and let's just say that you so happen to, your content starts to do good, I would want to prove it organically before I go put ads behind it. Before I go waste my money and be like, oh, well, ads ain't work. Like, I would want to go and work my magic organically and get a track record of knowing what content works organically. Now, I always tell people it's not or, it's and. So it's not, is it organic or is it paid? No, it's organic and paid, because once I know what's working on the organic side, now I could trust it enough to put money behind it and supercharge it and make it go crazy.
Yeah. Wow. When I do think about, you know, marketing, I do think about, like, you know, the athletes, you know, the superstars and things like that. You know how certain certain players and certain athletes, even though they might not be as talented, but they're more marketable.
Yeah.
So what is your advice to entrepreneurs who, they got a good product, they got a good service, but online, like, their content is kind of boring, it's not something that people will want to buy. Like how do you help them in that situation?
Well, for one, is like, you might have to help them with their confidence. I think some people, like, when it comes to a content standpoint, a lot of people feel unconfident about showing up on camera, and it shows. Like, y'all ever see somebody like that's like they forcing it? They look mad uncomfortable. So I think like keeping it as organic as possible. Like, for instance, like some of the clients that we work with, some of the content that go viral is like podcasts, like how we doing right now. Now, if they don't got no resume, they don't got no big following, it's probably hard for them to get on a podcast. You get what I'm saying? They got to schedule it. They probably got to travel, or to even have a podcast set up at their house, they got to have equipment. So a little hack. What we've been doing is we've been telling people, like, yo, just go ahead and just get you a microphone. And literally just from your iPhone, like, if you have a problem like looking straight into the camera like this, just turn sideways like this, like you talking to somebody, and get this angle. So now you don't feel intimidated like you talk to the camera, and just have a conversation like with your friend or something, or have them ask you a question and just have a more natural response instead of a scripted response in front of a camera where you look uncomfortable. You got to make sure your posture straight and all that. Like, no, just turn and just had a conversation like, yo, like, you get what I'm saying? So that's one tip that I would give them. Another tip that I would give them is, like, just change the style of the content. Like, so many people think like, oh, and I'm all for it. I'm not for the like faceless content. Just like, I'm not for that. Like everybody who ever supported my brand, support my brand because of me, because of what I represent. So I couldn't imagine where my brand would be if I just hid behind my brand and I wasn't able to have the opportunities. Could you imagine people listening to the podcast and being like, dang, well, it sounds really, really good, but only if I could see them.
I mean, because you got Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
Yeah.
So some people like it. They like to consume it like that.
Some people do. Some people do like it. Yeah. But you have to understand that over 70% of communication is non-vocal. We are visual people. So even if we don't know the directions to a place, like, hey, yo, the McDonald's on XYZ, I know exactly what you're talking about. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, we're visual people. So I think that the more you come in front of the camera, whether you the stay-at-home mom with 3 kids and you just started this business out of nowhere, like, people have to really see that to relate to that. It's a lot harder to make that conversion when it's just like, oh yeah, I just stumbled across this podcast and I just listened to it. I'm naturally going to want to see what you're talking about. You get what I'm saying? Like, not to knock it, but the other hack that I was going to say is, like, sometimes you could just take behind the scenes, just B-roll. B-roll is a 15-second video that you just got of you just walking down the street, you playing with your kids, you walking to the car. You see entrepreneurs online. Everybody got a 10-second video of them walking nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you
on the phone, but not on the phone.
Yeah, on the phone, but not on the phone. Exactly. So you could literally take that content, put words over it, and then, you know what I mean, you still showing your face, but you're not talking. So it's multiple ways to, you know what I mean, to distribute the content without you having to feel like, oh, it has to be this high production, and, you know what I mean, doing it like that.
Yeah. What about some people that feel like in order for them to market or to get people to buy from them, they got to flex, you got to show off, lifestyle marketing.
Yeah.
Do you think that works for everyone, or you got to kind of find out, like, your audience?
I think it really depends, man. Like, it really depends on your brand and what you standing for, because sometimes it could come off like a flex, but it really just come down to your brand, your morals, your principles. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's two sides of it. Like, you could say, okay, cool, a person who became this overnight success that just happened for them, like, you know what I mean, God just chose them, the content gods just chose them, the algorithm chose them to just be that one, and the content just resonated and they didn't plan it. Like, a lot of my content that made me a lot of money, I didn't plan it. You get what I'm saying? So, like, this one piece of content, I'll give y'all 2 scenarios. This one piece of content, I was like, man, like I'm going to pick up my wife's car from the Range Rover dealership. I was like, I'm gonna just wait until I get there to shoot the ad.
All right, so sorry to break the episode. This message is for any entrepreneur. You really do a good job. You're killing it at whatever you do, but no one knows you. You have no social media presence. Well, guess what? You're missing out on a lot of money. Good news is I help entrepreneurs like you grow organically on social media. No gimmicks, no ads, just authentic, strategic content that converts. And if you're a podcaster, I've got you covered as well. If you're struggling to grow your show, struggling with editing, well, I cover those services as well. It's time to stop procrastinating and take action immediately. Click the link down below and book a call with me where we're going to sit down and talk one-on-one, and we're going to start helping you grow and create some motion and success, but more importantly, get you some leads that will convert into dollars. So what are you waiting for? Your audience is waiting for you. Let's get them to trust you. Click the link below.
And like I was like, my haircut tomorrow, I'm gonna get the haircut, then I'm gonna go there. And something in me was like, yo, just shoot it right now. I stopped past a lot that wasn't even a Range Rover dealership, and I just shot the ad. That ad made me over $100,000. That one ad. And bro, my hair wasn't cut. I had a hat on. Like, you get what I'm saying? It was like just me acting in a moment when I felt that, like, I couldn't have planned that content was gonna go viral, but it did. But let's just say I would have waited. It probably wouldn't have did as good as it, you know what I'm saying, as it would do. Another situation where I shot some content, I had a misspelling on my content, right? I had a misspelling on my content, right? So a girl DM me, she was like, yo, like, you know, I really, really like what you're doing. Like, all my friends was like, you know what I mean? We basically was arguing. I'm like, no, like, bro is a genius, this, that, and the third. She was like, I just wanted to let you know that you got an error on your content. And I'm like, dang. And I'm running ads. I'm spending money behind this. So I hit up my ads team and I'm like, yo, we got a misspelling. I don't know how we didn't catch it. I don't know how, but we got a misspelling on the actual video of the ad. And I hit it back. I was like, yo, we got to take it down, put it back up. And that ad was going crazy. So I call him. We on the phone. I call him and he was like, bruh,
just leave it.
They had to read it to know that it was misspelled.
Damn.
And I was like, you right. So I say that to say a lot of people think that it has to be perfect. It has to be, you know what I mean? Like, it got to be right all the time. I shot those ads on my cell phone, though. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the craziest thing. Like, these ads was making me a crap ton of money, and they were shot on a cell phone. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah.
That might be the play now. Misspell the words.
Yeah. No, it's a book. It's a book where they used to intentionally do that.
Yeah.
To like, in their marketing, they used to like intentionally misspell words to like get people to like comments. Like comment and piss people off. Yeah.
Stir them up in the comments.
Yeah. You can't even like, oh man, they was grinding me up. I ain't buying that. He can't even spell right. Man. Yeah.
People see everything. They see all the little details and they be paying attention.
Yeah, they do.
1,000%.
They definitely paying attention.
Yeah.
They do. I do want to jump into like briefly, you know, your backstory, because I did hear a little bit about it yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, you was tattooing.
Yep.
You ran up a bag with tattooing.
Yeah.
And then you left and decided like, yo, I'm going all in on entrepreneurship.
Yeah. I mean, well, the tattooing was entrepreneurship because I own my own stuff.
You had your own shop, right?
Yeah. So it was, bro, it was entrepreneurship.
But
like,
you was putting in a lot
since
of time,
out of high
right?
school. Like, it was no job. It was, bro, right out of high school. Like, this is what I'm committed to. The reason why I left, just to give you like a backstory, the reason why I left is because, one, I felt like I got as big as I possibly could get in that industry. I felt like I had hit a ceiling. Like, I was at $20,000-$30,000 a month, but you know what I mean? It really like nothing was changing. Like, lifestyle wasn't changing, quality of life wasn't changing. I was just a busy ass tattoo guy, you know what I'm saying, that was in demand, that I could put my books up and just get booked for 3 months. And like, it was a super demanding job. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, I love it because it provided a life for my family that, and myself, that I felt like I couldn't have done at a job. But I also felt like I gave that career or that industry so much that I looked up and I'm like, yo, I've been doing this for like 13 years. Like, I felt like I was at the, like, you know what I mean, the run. And I think that every entrepreneur has a moment where they like, you know what I mean, I want to go to the next level. What the next level look like. And, you know, I was man, I'm a dog. So I work from the sun up till the sun come up. It been times where I got in the shop, the sun was up, it's 11 o'clock, and I don't leave until 7 something in the morning.
Wow.
Damn.
And that was like normal for me. Like I don't even care. Like that's normal for me. But at some point I was like, man, like I can't die behind this chair. You feel what I'm saying? Like it got to be other things that I could do that, you know what I mean, can essentially, you know, make me another income or make me more than what I'm doing right now. So what I did was I started to, and what really, really gave me the vision and really pushed me, because I had traveled all around the world. I won awards and all that. I had saw this guy, and this guy, he had 40 years in the game. And I just looked at him. I looked at his quality of life. I looked at how people treated him. And not that I judge people off of that, because I don't know his journey. But I just looked at where he was at for a vet that was 40 years in the game. Now, when you hear somebody that's like 40 years in the game, they're like an OG. Like, they need to be on the highest pedestal. They should have a bag. They should have their life together. Like, you gave your life. Like, you blazed the trail. And I was like, I looked at it, and like on the way back home, I was like, man, like, I don't want my life to look like that. Yeah. So then I started paying more attention to the OGs and the vets that was in the game, and I was like, ain't nobody in the game like really look like the life that I wanted to have. So what I started to do, I was like, all right, man, if I gotta make something happen. I was always super good at marketing. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, I could figure this out, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I had a little capital coming in, so my mindset was, well, the worst thing I could do is I could always, you know what I mean, go back to this. So I just start shortening my days. You get what I'm saying? I start breaking down my days. Instead of 6 days, I would do 4, you know what I mean? Then it got to where instead of 4, I'd do 3. Then it got to when I was, you know what I'm saying, instead of 3, now I'm doing 2. And when a pandemic happened, it kind of was a blessing, man, because that in 15 years, that was the first time that I had the opportunity to sit down and refocus. Because I was so focused that business was demanding. Like, I knew how much I was gonna make the next day. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really stressing. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, well, I got deposits. I know how much I'm gonna make the next day. Somebody call out. I know I could replace it with somebody. Like, I had so much security in that craft and what I was doing. It's like I almost could demand money, but you know, at the same time, like, COVID was like the first time that I actually had a time to like sit down, refocus, and I was like, you know what I mean, this is what I'm going to do, and I had enough time to like pivot, because I was forced, you know what I mean, to sit down, you know what I mean.
So now going from one venture to another venture, like, how important was your faith going through those transitions?
I mean,
I'm pretty sure it wasn't an easy decision, you know.
So I mean, it was more so harder for me to. It was harder for me to leave. It's hard to leave something that you love, period. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to leave something that you used to. You know what I mean? Like, I'm used to, okay, I know I'm gonna get $500 or $1,000 today. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it almost feel guaranteed because of all of the work that I put in. So when you going from like one dream or one love to another one, it's like, it's super scary, but I'm the type of person that I don't leave no options on the table. Like this thing only got one way it could go. It's gonna work. And for me, bro, it was like for me, it was like, again, like, if it don't work, like, I could, you know what I'm saying, I could go back. Like, I got something to fall back on, but I was like, I want to get it to the point where I don't have to go back. And like, I had a date that I was gonna go back, and I didn't go back. Like, I had a date that I was like, yo, if this don't work out the way that I want to work out, like, I'm not going back. And it was scary. Like we had lunch. Me and my sis, we had stayed up we stayed up like a couple days straight, like, for my birthday lunch. And I was like, yo, I think I was turning like 32. I was like, yo, I gotta make 32,000 off this lunch. Like, that's how I'm gonna know it's for real. Like if I know, like, if I could go and I could launch this thing and I go ahead and make the bread. So we had fell short. We had made like 20-something thousand, but I ended up doing like a little over 35,000 that month. Yeah. And I was like, all right, I mean, I was doing like 20-30,000 a month. So I'm like, it's not bad. You get what I'm saying? I was like, if I could just replace what I was doing consistently, then I'll not go back. Cause then I got more of my time. You get what I'm saying? Like, so like time was a big factor for me because of the kids and just like how my family dynamic was. So I was like, man, if I got more time to spend with the kids, like I could, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool. So the next month we did like 68, almost 70 grand. So we like doubled the revenue. And I was like, all right, I think we got something. I don't know yet. Then the next month we did.
Wait, you're not sure at 70 some?
I mean, cause you gotta think, bro. It's like it's just one time. Like I'm a person, like I gotta see it over. Like I gotta see it over and over again. Like you act. So I'm telling you, like it's like.
But I would have like, man, I hit a jackpot,
bro. Like to be honest, bro, it's like it's still unreal to this day because you gotta think like for so long. What you thought was your dream life that you was living in is now, you now had this new normal. And you like, damn, like I just doubled my income with doing something that I don't even know if I'm really good at it. Like, I don't know if this is like a season. Like, you don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got years of, you know, of trials and error with tattoos and know how to bounce back. With this is a new territory for me.
Makes sense.
So the next month we do like 109,000. So I'm like, ooh, bro. Now I'm really scared. It's like the more money I made, the more scared I got because I don't know if it's gonna keep going. And the more money you make, if you make under that, now you feel like you failed. It's like now, like if I have a month where I make 100, it's like now 100 becomes the new normal. So if I make 70, I'm like, my life's about to end. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I think a lot of entrepreneurs go like that, but that's ebbs and flows of business. You'll have 3 months of like, whoo, and then the next month you like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, what happened? Where everybody at? Like, you know what I'm saying? So like it was that, and since those months we haven't had a month under $100,000.
Wow.
Yeah, for the past like 63 months, I think at the time that I'm saying this. Over the past 63 months, we haven't had.
It's about a five-year run of 100 grand.
Yeah.
Every month.
100 grand or more.
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. But I'm really glad you mentioned, you know, you get that backstory because it's crazy to think like, you know, that's what the younger generation is doing now. We're looking at the older generation, like how you say you looked at the vet.
Yeah.
We like, yo, we ain't trying to live that type of life.
That's how y'all look at it.
You see the blueprint. Yeah, you see the blueprint, you know, retire at 60 and then, you know, that's it. That's the end. That's the end right there.
I think, you know, one of the things that people are understanding, especially the younger generation now, is y'all got more resources than probably, you know what I mean? Probably than like, you know, me and my dad, we had a conversation the other day. And he was like, man, I'm just so proud of you. And I was like, you know what I mean? I was thinking like, I'm like, we do got access to more things. We probably got more pressure. We probably got more challenges. You know what I mean? We exposed to a lot of probably more distractions. Like we definitely got more distractions than them, but we also have a lot more resources and information than they had. You get what I'm saying? Like when my dad was growing up, it wasn't too many things that you could, you know what I'm saying, could do outside of going to an institution or going to some type of other school or a trade or something. Like it was no, oh yeah, I could start Amazon FBA. It wasn't no, oh, I could be an online coach. It wasn't no, I could start a podcast. Like these wasn't outlets for you to be able to make money. I can't be a content creator. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't be a social media financial advisor. Like these things wasn't like really real things. Like these are real things right now. Like you could be a 14-year-old kid, clip YouTube videos and get paid per view on TikTok. Like this a real you know what I mean, digital economy that we in. So like I think the younger people are like understanding that they got more options and more things in their favor that they actually like. You get what I'm saying? Outside of just, oh, I'm gonna be a ball player, or I'm gonna be a like, no, y'all got things that y'all got these devices in y'all hand that y'all could turn into an ATM. Like I could make some money with this phone. You get what I'm saying? I can make some money with these cameras, with these lights. So I just think that is just a little more opportunity, and you know, the younger generation is locking in like, yo, we ain't gotta be broke for real. Like we could be 18 and get in it. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And then the other thing about that is, this is a cool statistic that y'all can look up. It's 1,700 people become millionaires every day in America. So despite what y'all see in the economy, every day, 1,700 people is becoming a millionaire.
What is that in less than 12 months or over time?
Bro, it don't matter. Tomorrow's gonna be a new 1,700 people. So the day after that is gonna be a new 1,700 people.
You want to know what's crazy? And the reason why we do this podcast is because I've met more millionaires in the past 12 months and built relationships with those people in the past 12 months by running these podcasts and interviewing people that's made 6, 7, 8 figures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people that are out here that are making money. So one thing I started realizing is, like, you got to change your environment too. You know
For sure.
Like,
for sure.
there is a lot of people out here that's making a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's a lot of people not on the internet too.
Yeah.
Like that, like that's the that's the crazy thing. Like some of my friends, some of my colleagues, they don't have social media. Like they are like, nah, bro, that's your lane. I don't want to get on there. Yeah. And they got millions, like millions. And I'm like, bro, I don't know how you do it. Like, I don't know how you do it. And they're like, I don't know how you do it. Like, we both looking at each other. Like, we both got similar success. We both make similar money. They making their money offline. I'm making my money online. They was like, bro, like, and I mean, that's the power of network. But, you know what I mean? Exposure equal expansion. So the more you expose yourself, the more, you know what I mean, you expansion. Like, I remember, like, you know, you asked about the lifestyle flexing. Like, I don't show my Lamborghini like that, you know what I mean? Like, I do think that people should understand that it's possible. You get what I'm saying? Like, that people should definitely think that it's possible. You know what I mean? For people to know, people that look like me, where I come from, we can have those things, and we ain't got to rap, we ain't got to play ball, we ain't got to be entertainers. We could literally just have a good product serve to people, or we ain't, you know what I mean? Like, we could have a business and do it like legitimately. But you know, my mom, she used to work at the convention center, and she used to take me to car shows every year. We'd go to a car show every year. So
I love those.
So I would always see cars, and I'd be like, yo, it was just something about the Lambo. I was like, yo, I don't know how, but like, it was the exposure. Like, say she never took me. Say she never, like, you know what I mean? Like, just got me in the environment of cars. I probably wouldn't have had the love for the car the way that I do. You get what I'm saying? So some people look at it like, oh, he just flexing. It's like, I was exposed at a very young age. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was exposed to these things. Like, when I go to countries, I take my kids with me so they could get exposed to other cultures. Like, so when you come back home and you look, they like, no. Like, one time I took my son on a private jet. So they came back, and the teacher asking all the kids, like, what y'all do this weekend? And my son like, we got on a private jet. And she like, no, y'all got on an airplane. And he like, no, a private jet. You know what I'm saying? We ain't go to the airport. We went to the Clearport. We had a hangar, and we had a tail number. And like, that's what she was telling. She like, excuse me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had to let her know. Like, you know what I mean? You was wrong. Like, we got on an airplane, but it just ain't had 300 seats. It wasn't United Airlines. Wow. Yeah.
Imagine, like, what do you think life would have been like if you had that exposure? Like, private jet, Lambo, at your age?
I don't even know, bro. Like, to be honest, like, I can only,
And to add on that question, do you think you would have the same drive if you would have had that lifestyle at a young age?
That's a good question. So, like, my older kids, they're more like, because they saw the work and the grinding, you know what I'm saying, me when I was in the tattoo shop. So, like, I only hope that grind showed them the display of, like, dang, no, my dad really worked hard. But in this season of the life where I'm more present and they see me, I think that they don't take the I'm working hard. Like, when I'm on a Zoom call and I'm in the office, they just take it like, oh, Pop just sitting down. Like, no, like, that takes a level of work. You know what I'm saying? Building relationships, traveling, all those things take work. So my older kids, I think that they're a little more demure. Like, they you know what I'm saying? They're a little calm. But my younger ones, like, they really just got the energy and got the effort, I think, a little more for entrepreneurship. Like, they own it. You get what I'm saying? But also, I exposed them to entrepreneurship earlier. So by the time they even, you know what I mean, really started to, like, really develop and, like, was like, oh, that's a job. This is a job. They already had the mindset that I'm mentally unemployable. I could go create a job. So, like, to answer your question, if I had those things, just the person in me, the type of person that I am, my drive comes from the trauma that I had when I was young, from us not having certain things and us being in a certain position. So, like I dedicate a lot of my life to making sure that I'm not in that position. So to sit here and say that I would be a dog how I am right now, I can't say that, because I think that's the thing that gave me the grit, and that's the thing that gave me the it was those moments that I'm able, that's a part of me. You get what I'm saying? And if I don't have that, then what do I have? You know what I mean? I'll probably just be some spoiled kid that's entitled to think that, you know what I mean? But I do make my kids work for stuff though. Like I tell them no. You know what I mean? I tell them no.
Is it hard to say no? Like
it is.
You know?
It's a task, man, and I'm careful about what I say no to and when I say no.
Yeah.
And you know, I do my best to attempt to make it as much of you got to work for it as possible, so they know nothing is gonna come easy. Right. I want them to feel like, dang, my dad told me no. Like, yeah, no. You know what I mean? Like because you're not just gonna hear it from me in life. You're gonna hear it from other people, and I don't want the first time you hear it to be from, you know what I'm saying, from other people.
Right.
I don't want the first time you get punched in the face, with life punch you in the face. I don't want the first time is, you know what I'm saying, to be from outside the house, because then you're going to feel like, oh, man, I'm just run back home. No, dad got it. No, I do not. Yeah. You know, no, I do not. You got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. And I think that you got to create that healthy balance, you know what I mean, for your kids to understand, because I heard this quote that say, you know, don't spoil your children, spoil your grandchildren, because if you spoil your children, you'll have to watch your grandchildren. Basically, like if you spoil your kids, you're gonna have to take care of your grandchildren too. You know what I mean? But if you make your kids work hard and deserve everything, then now you can spoil your grandchildren, because they'll be the ones that, you know what I'm saying, be able to provide for them, because they made the right choices in life, because you ain't give them everything.
Now that story right there, bro, that like, it's really inspiring too, because it goes back to the quote. I don't really know the exact quote, but it's like, yo, that every family has that one risk taker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the fact you went out and you took that risk, you left making $20,000-$30,000 a month.
Yeah,
you know
bro.
What I mean?
Yeah, and a lot of people were like, what the heck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, yo, you gotta think, bro. Like, we talking about $200,000 plus a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not too many people walking away from multiple six figures at something that they get to do at their leisure.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And you know, I just always feel like if you allow people to put you in that box, you know what I mean, then that's essentially what you stay. Like,
right.
Like who I am and what I do is not the same thing. Like when you meet people, they be like, yeah, they automatically tell you what you do, but that's not who you are. That's just something that you do. Like I just wasn't. That's tattooing was just something that I do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Marketing is just something that I do. That's not who I am though. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of people will attempt to categorize you for the things that you do as who you are. And for me, I was just like, no, y'all not gonna box me in. But I still understood that in order to get great, I gotta be willing to give up good.
Right.
Cause $20,000-$30,000 a month is good.
Right.
But $100,000 a month is great. You know what I'm saying? So I had to be willing to, you know what I mean? I had to be willing to make that sacrifice. You know what I mean? I had to be willing to give that up and make the sacrifices, you know what I mean, for that.
Yeah. What would you say to people who say like, you know, money can't buy happiness? Because I know your life definitely transformed once you started making a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know? Or better yet, what's one purchase that you made that you could say like, I'm really proud of? Like, hey, like, you know, I did this and I'm really proud of it.
I would say my house, bro. Like I would say my house. Like, you know, they say like buying a house is like the American dream, but like for me, like I got a big family, you know what I mean? I got 7 kids, so me having a big house is like mandatory, you know what I'm saying? But we used to go around every Sunday and we used to look at $1 million, $2 million, $3 million houses. And I would take the kids with me, and I'd get out the car, and I'd be like, yo, I'm going to own one of these Jones one day. Like, I'm going to, you know what I mean? And I had the money plenty of times. Like, I could afford $1 million mortgage, making $20,000, $30,000 a month as a tattoo artist. Just my mindset wasn't there, though. You get what I'm saying? So it's crazy because I put up a video, one of the houses that I got out, and I was like, yo, like, every Sunday, this is what I do. I put up a video about it. And it went viral, you know what I mean? It went viral, got millions of views. And when I look back at the video it had this little arch like over the doorway. My house got the same arch right now over the doorway, and that wasn't. I couldn't have planned that. Like that video was 5 years ago. I couldn't have planned that. You know what I mean? So when I looked at it, like I got emotional because I'm like. I didn't just speak it into existence. I commanded into it. But all the work that I was putting in, all the decisions, all of the sacrifices, all of the late nights, early mornings, it all came to this moment, and I had it the whole time. It just, when it was time, you know what I'm saying, the time just caught up, but it was mine the whole time. So when I looked at it, I was like, yo, that's crazy that the house in the video got the same arch in the doorway as my house right now. That was crazy. So I would say that was probably one of the, you know what I'm saying, one of the biggest purchases that I'm most proud of. But I would say, man, like I made a lot of other purchases that I can't like excuse, you know what I mean? Like, you know, just I remember investing in this mastermind. It was 10,000, and I went to the mastermind, and this was like my first mastermind. This is when I like made the decision of like, okay, cool. I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing this tattoo stuff. I'm kind of sure, but I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know. And I took 10 grand. I invested in this mastermind to learn from these high level people. And I fly out. It was out the country. I fly out. You know, I'm doing a conference thing. I'm networking. I get there day one, and I'm like, it's kind of fluffy. You know what I mean? Kind of watered down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. So you know, I'm a little. You know, I'm like, all right, we're gonna go tomorrow. Tomorrow gonna be the heat. I'm gonna get. You know, tomorrow gonna be the heat. A little light today. I get to the Saturday, the next day. It's extra light, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, y'all got salt on y'all french fries or something. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? So I'm on the phone with my lady, and I'm like, yo, I think I'm just throwing a towel, just chalk this 10 grand up. And I was about to book a flight. I couldn't find nothing that left. It was just like everything was my flight that I already had booked for that Monday. And she was like, yeah, man, just stay. Like, you know what I mean? Just rock all the way out. And I was like, I'm going to stay in my room. You know what I mean? On Sunday, I'm going to stay in my room. So I was going to stay in my room. And I was like, man, you know what? I paid this money. Let me just go ahead and just get what I could get out of it. And I went downstairs, and the first speaker that day, that boy was on fire. Mm-hmm. He was on fire. And I was like, yo, why y'all ain't had him on Friday? And man, he set a fire to me, bro. And he gave so much game, which I can understand why they would save him for the last day. But man, I made so much money I made my money back that Tuesday when I got back from the game that he gave. Wow. And for me, like, again, when you say, like, you know what I'm saying, what's purchases that you're proud of, I'm purchasing every dollar that I invested into myself for me to get to this point. Because if I wouldn't have made those purchases and mentorship, and I wouldn't have invested in, you know, learning and, you know what I mean, becoming a better version of myself, I wouldn't even have a house. Or I wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't even be on a mental mindset to be like, oh no, we need a big house and we can afford it. So it's all of those purchases too, bro. That's, you know what I mean, that I'm super proud of. All of those hundreds of thousands of dollars that I invested in myself to be able to, you know what I mean, be able to be in a place to be able to say, I'm able to do that.
Nah, that's definitely motivating, bro. For real. Like, damn. That goes to show, like, you know, all that work, all the pain, all the sacrifice, you know, it does pay off at the end, bro.
Yeah.
It does pay off. I do want to jump into, you know, AI. It's a big thing right now.
Yeah.
Real quick. How are you using AI in your business and marketing?
Man, we're using AI to do a lot of things. I think one of the biggest components that we're using AI is I have my VAs. So if anybody don't know, I got a team of 90% of my team, probably more than 90%. 90% of my team is from the Philippines. So they all virtual assistants. So I got them leveraging AI to like be more productive. You know what I mean? In certain areas, whether it's copywriting, writing emails, whether it's automating certain tasks, just so they can, you know what I mean, you know, get more productive with their time. We definitely leveraging AI on the ad side of things. Meta just release some cool features that just make, you know what I mean, you know, the AI work in our favor. So we're using AI, on Instagram to automate, comments, DMs, sales processes. We're using an AI chatbot. One of the things that we're using right now is an AI chatbot that's super fire. So a lot of times when people spend money on Facebook ads, one of the things that we always worry about is, losing the lead or the lead dying, or, we paid money to get a name, phone number, email, and then that person just stays, on the abandoned cart. So what we've been doing is we've been leveraging AI to have a conversation and an interaction with every single person that comes into our ecosystem. So just think about it. Let's just say you did a webinar and you get 100 people go to the page, only 30% of the people who go to your page opt in. You know what I mean? So then you're going to have 30% of those people show up to a webinar. So now you got, a 70% out of those 30 people that just did nothing.
Yeah.
What if I could talk to all 100 of those contacts to see, how excited they are about the webinar, any questions that they had prior to the webinar, what business industry are they in? If I could talk to every lead, I can increase the chance of having the opportunity not only for them to show up, but then also just to have a better lead quality and a nurture quality. So when I do a webinar, I do a release or something, I could convert more sales. It's getting crazy, bro.
So it's doing like texting tailored to the actual person, like
bro. So if you was to send me a DM, right? If you was to send me a DM, it literally would respond without me responding. And we giving the AI like all of the product knowledge, so it knows everything about me and about my business and everything that I would say. You get what I'm saying? So it knows about my offer. So it qualifies and vet the person in the DM. You get what I'm saying? And then it will go and book the call. It'll say, hey, tomorrow is 11 o'clock. Cool for you? Lock it in on the calendar and follow up with them. It gets spicy, bro.
So that's not ChatGPT.
No, it's not.
What's that?
That's ChatGPT me. You gotta tap in with me so we can get that. No, it's fire, bro. Like it's fire, and it's still fairly new. So you do have to maintain it. You do have to, update the education, but it's super fire, and it's changing the way that we do business, especially from a DM standpoint, because and again, I do apologize, but a lot of people think, since it's coming from my DM, they think that they're talking to me, and it's the AI bot having a full conversation with them. So not only do they get the persona and the personality and the perception that they talking to Runway, they also just get that automatic demand of because that thing responding 24 hours a day. It ain't taking no days off.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
and it's
crazy.
having multiple conversations. So with a general, setter or a salesperson, they can only have one conversation at a time. So now, again, we increasing the lead opportunity because that thing ain't got no limit.
So how much, what's the most amount of money you made with AI automations and things like that?
Man, it's hard to quantify that because we had a big day where we did $280,000 in a single day. So that was that was a good day. And then over the course of months, we got so many automations, it's kind of hard to quantify how much revenue, you got to just, I guess, because the whole business is essentially automated, but what automations work, I would probably say our most popular one would probably just be a DM, ManyChat, a lead flow one. Yeah, that thing cook. Yeah, that thing cook. Especially if you got a viral piece of content going to a product that's a low ticket, and then you catching them sales on the back end, upsells, downsells, and then book a call funnel. It go crazy.
Yeah.
It go crazy. It go from content, a piece of content that resonates with a call to action. It goes to a DM. DM sends them the link to the product. They buy the product. They got to upsell, downsell. Then they got a thank you page, book a call. And then when they book a call, you can close them on a 2K or above offer.
Wow.
That right there has been the one.
Crazy. That's
the one.
Bro, that's working smarter. A lot of people are actually working harder with things like that. They don't got the automations in place. They just out there sending DMs.
Yeah.
But you working smarter. That's way more efficient, bro.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just afraid of AI. So they scared to experiment with it. They scared to use it. They scared to really put it in a perspective and see what it really can do. But man, I all the big businesses is already using it. They've been using it. You gotta think, when you call, hey Siri, You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing but what?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that's nothing but AI. So like we already been using it. I think that we just need to learn how to, you know what I mean, install it in our business.
So I got a question. So say for example, I'm more into the funding space. Like what would be like the or even like service provider space? What would be like the $0 to $30,000 a month strategy that you would say?
Man, that's a good one. So the $0 to $30,000 a month, what I would say is I would definitely say do webinars. So I would have a 60 to 90-minute presentation that I give. Same thing that I said. Like I'm gonna give one avatar, like one audience, okay, that have one problem. I'm gonna provide them one solution, and then I'm gonna present it in 1 hour. You get what I'm saying? And what I'm gonna do is all of my content, I'm just gonna push to a webinar, a free webinar. I'm gonna try to get as many people to sign up, and then at the end of that webinar, I'm gonna present my offer. It gives me an opportunity to get people off of social media into a setting like we having a conversation right now. I get to break their belief system. I get to give them a new belief system. I get to, help them learn about this industry and why it's so lucrative, and then give them my solution if they want to take the next steps. I think by far, like you could sell a $500 product at the end of a webinar, and you got Klarna firm. Everybody can afford, 500 and go make, 30 grand. You just do one a week. You know what I mean? $5K a week. You know what I mean? 7,500 a week. Like it's super, super doable. You know what I mean? From a standpoint. And then you got to think like you built a list. You had an opportunity to talk to people once a week. It took you 1 hour, you know what I'm saying, to fulfill. You get what I'm saying? And you just sell access to coaching. Like all of that stuff could be fulfilled on a Zoom.
Right.
1 hour. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I think like is a core strategy. The other one, and again, like the reason why I say that strategy is because like you spend less time creating content. You feel what I'm saying? Like it just take less time for you to create all of the content to go sell an ebook. You get what I'm saying? Like you could go and get people in a private setting where you had the best highest chance of conversion.
And that works for service-based, product-based?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, products is essentially a low ticket. So it's just, you know what I mean? You probably would, you know what I mean? TikTok shop is like really crushing it right now. But, you know what I mean? Like anything where you selling like $500 or more, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's just worth your time to sit down to get people in a room to pitch them on a 500. Because like most people have that. Yeah, so if I got $500, let's just say I had a $500 course that just show you how to make $10,000 a month with an Instagram account. Wow. Everybody is, man. Everybody got 500. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Klarna firm Afterpay. Like, there's no reason why, you know what I mean, you can't convert. Like I had a student, they first webinar they did $17,000 with an $800 offer. They had 55 people on the Zoom. Most people were like, oh man, I need a whole lot of people. They had 55 people on the Zoom, make $17,000 on her first try. Wow. On her first webinar. 1 week of promo.
And what does the promo look like? Instagram ads, like content?
No, it was all organic. So just content, just posting content. You know what I mean? It's 2 to 3 posts a day. Yeah. Overnight posts, archive them in the morning, 10 stories a day. So you gotta put the work in. You know what I mean? You gotta put the work. You gotta be in front of them. You gotta remind people. Like some people are not. They don't go crazy. Like, you know what I mean? They just think, one post and everybody saw it. That's not how social media. Nobody saw it. You got 1 million followers. Like Beyonce got how many followers on Instagram? You know how many people don't know Beyonce, bro? It's Beyonce, bro. You know how many people can't tell you a Beyonce song?
Yeah, that's true.
But then when you look at how many followers she got versus how many likes, you get what I'm saying? Like, and you know what I mean? And just, just to go even further, if you look at Beyonce's success on the music, but not so successful with her other endeavors, that don't mean don't try.
Right.
You know what I mean? Ivy Hill Park wasn't a success with Adidas. You get what I'm saying? So it's like even the people that you look at that are the GOATs, they don't always have the success that they expect to have either. But you have to try. It's mandatory.
Definitely.
That's a fact. Nah, you give like hella game, bro. Like I know a lot of people gonna watch this, replay it over and over again. Like I learned a lot for sure. And just to wrap up, you know, being that, you know, you set a lot of goals for yourself, like, you know, you said you was gonna leave the tattoo shop. Now you're making over 6 figures a month. What's the next step for you? Like, what's your next goal?
My next goal is to honestly to buy businesses and then exit. Like buy a business that needs some marketing help, because that's what I'm super good at. Come in, fix the infrastructure, you know what I mean? Push the valuation up, exit for some double-digit millions, probably triple.
So what is it, like startups, like going for startups?
Yeah, kinda? I mean, it's, you know, we got a lot of baby boomers with some businesses that's, you know what I mean, that's, you know, that they're selling. So, you know what I mean, the goal, because I still find love in, you know what I mean, you know, the process of like building. You get what I'm saying? So for me, I wouldn't want to start from the mud. You know what I mean? Like we a little far from starting from the mud. Yeah. So I would just buy a business that's underperforming, you know what I mean? And just really come in, kick the performance up, and just, you know what I mean, you know, get it up to where as though it's sellable again. You know what I mean?
That's a real skill, bro.
Yeah.
Like marketing is definitely like a real skill.
Like I'm investing in a mentor to learn how to do it the right way. So I ain't gotta, you know, try to figure out, like, you know what I mean? Like the mentor I'm investing in, he already made 15 exits. Damn. Like that's what he do. Like every 2 years he's making an exit on businesses. So he's getting in, you know what I'm saying, you know, for what he get in at, and when he exit, oh my God. Yeah, his last exit was 150 million. Damn. You know what I mean? So it's people who really, like, you know what I mean, that's what they do. They come in and they like, man, I'm good at this thing. You know, why would I start? I could come in for 2 years, develop it, you know what I mean, push it up, push the revenue up, and just have a company come in and just, you know what I mean, essentially just buy it. Like it was a guy who just sold pizza.com. He bought it for $20. He just sold it for like $2 million. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so basically, you know what I mean? He ain't put no value into it. He just owned it, held on to it, and you know what I'm saying? You know, that's what it's worth. Shout out to him.
Like a stock.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's really like the next move for me in billionaire marketing is for us to acquire companies, or you know, acquire people who have companies that's just not performing, and we boost the revenue up, and you know, make a nice payday for everybody.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Any final words before we close out, bro?
Man, like I appreciate y'all having me, man. And definitely like I just want people to, like, you know what I mean, execute. It's nothing that you can't do, you know what I mean, in this life that you set your mind to. And you know, I just want y'all to understand how important marketing is. Like I wouldn't be nothing without marketing, and you know, no business is nothing without marketing. If you look at Trump, we talking about, why would Elon Musk get this man millions of dollars for marketing, for a campaign? You know what I'm saying? It's politics, but at the end of the day, you know, they ran most of their campaign on social media. You know what I mean?
Podcast.
Yeah, Trump said I got money left over, because they utilize social media to, you know what I'm saying, to really do their marketing. So I just want y'all to understand how powerful social media is, how powerful, you know what I mean, your mind is when you get an idea. Don't just sleep on it. And, you know, marketing is the vessel to any business. If you marketing, you can make money. That's it. If you marketing, you can make money. I don't care what you selling. You marketing, you can make money.
That's game.
That's definitely game,
bro.
I got a lot that I'm thinking about. So, any final words for you, bro?
Bro, this was a great one, and I appreciate you for stopping by, bro. I know you got a long day ahead, but I'm glad we was able to get this done for sure.
For sure.
Absolutely. So go ahead and comment, like, share, and subscribe. This was another episode where Motion and Success meets Runway Billionaire. See you guys on the next episode. Peace. All right, so here's a quick announcement before I have our guests introduce themselves. A lot of people that are watching this channel is more than likely small business owners, entrepreneurs, people that are looking to change their lives and make a lot of money for themselves. So now, one thing that I realize is there's stats out there proving that a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of business owners fail because they have lack of capital. So what I decided to do was I thought it was only right that I start having free classes every single Monday on our YouTube channel on the Motion and Success page every single Monday at 7 p.m. live and direct, where you'd be able to have your questions answered live. And this is literally a breakdown showing you exactly of how you can get funding for your small business. So if you're looking for business credit cards, business loans, business lines of credit, any kinds of funding, this is the live that you want to tune into. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel and put it on your calendar every Monday at 7 p.m. We are going live showing you step by step about exactly how to get funding for your small business. See you guys on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.